Hello guys, I welcome you all to the video lecture series of Python application programming described by VTU. Today in this video we are going to discuss about tuples, another type of data structure. Here a tuple is a sequence of items. It's very similar to list. The only difference from the list that tuples are immutable. That is, the values within tuples cannot be modified or reassigned. The values stored in the tuple can be of any type. They can be integer, they can be a string, they can be a float, or a combination of these data types. An important thing, tuples are comparable and hashable objects. Since tuples are immutable, they can be made as keys in dictionaries. Let us just see how the tuples can be created in Python. It can be created by using a comma separated list of items, may or may not be enclosed within parentheses. I have listed a few examples of list, dictionary, and tuples here. See here, L is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is enclosed in a square bracket. You call it as a list, and lists are mutable. Like I can assign a new value to this element inside the list. I can fetch it and I can reassign. I can modify the elements inside the list. So you call it as lists are mutable. Whereas dictionaries, I can create using a flower bracket where I can have a key and a value pairs which are separated by a colon, and the elements of key value pairs are separated by a comma. So dictionaries will have an element with a key value pair. Key and value are separated by a colon. Here, these dictionary keys are immutable. You cannot change or modify the key values of the dictionary. Here you can see the first tuple T1 is equal to 1, 2.0, 3, 4. The only difference between list and dictionary is I have enclosed it in a common braces. And tuples values cannot be of, you cannot assign a new values to this inside this tuple. That we can see in the coming video. Now this is with braces and this is a tuple without braces. See, both are tuple, but the elements are separated by a comma. So here tuples, like I have a tuple of 3 elements. These are 3 fruits, and I can create a tuple of fruits. I can see print T. I have mango, banana, and apple. This is a tuple, and it belongs to the class type, that is tuple. And I can fetch the elements inside the tuple just by calling by its index. Suppose if I want to fetch banana, it is in the first index. This is the 0th index, and this is the first index. I can fetch using an index operator. A tuple with single value, if I want to generate a tuple with a single value, you see here, I have assigned x is equal to 3. And you see this is an integer now, because if you want to create a tuple with a single value, a value has to be followed with a comma. Then only you can create a tuple. So here, this x is not a tuple, rather it's an integer. Here x1 is equal to 3 followed by a comma is a tuple, and it belongs to the class type tuple. How like dictionary and list, I can create an empty tuple just like this. T1 is equal to, or else I can use a method called tuple. How to create a tuple using a string? Just use a method called tuple with an input string, and this hello string will be converted to a list of tuples. So this type T is a tuple. Creating tuple using a list. I can give tuple method an input argument as a list also. Here I have created a list L is equal to 3, Again, I have a list with inside the list, that is 12,5, which is again a second element of the list, which is a list. I have a string here. I simply call a method called tuple and pass this input argument as a list, L. So that creates a tuple using a list. How to create a tuple using another tuple? Here I have a tuple called T, and I have a tuple called T1. You see, I am going to assign a value. I have a tuple called T1. I'll be assigning a tuple. I'm going to give an input argument, a tuple to a tuple. So I create another tuple using another tuple. I just want to verify whether this T and T1 are different. Since T and T1 both are objects referring to same memory location, so it has come true. When you try to check, T is T1 and T1 is a reference of this T. Elements in the tuple can be extracted using square brackets. Suppose if I want to, this follows a zeroth index. So this is the zeroth index. This is first index. This is the second index. Very similar to your list, like how you have extracted elements or string slicing and all you have done in your previous video. So likewise, you can deal with the same concepts here also while extracting the elements of the tuple. Tuples are immutable. Suppose I have a tuple of elements, mango, banana, and apple. Suppose if I want to assign a new value to the zeroth index and see what happens, like I generate an error saying that you cannot assign a new value to the zeroth index. The tuple object does not support item assignments. A tuple can be replaced with another tuple involving required modifications. I can concatenate a tuple with an existing tuple and I can obtain a required tuple, just like what you did with respect to the string. Since strings were immutable, but even then you obtained the desired string by slicing a string and concatenating it with another string. This is one important concept in tuple. The elements inside the tuples can be compared, the elements inside the tuple. For example, when we need to check the equality among two tuple objects, say for example, 1, 2, 3 equal to 1, 2, 5. It is false. Why? Because 1 is compared with 1. Yes, it is true. 2 is compared with 2. The second element of the tuple. Yeah, it's true. But this is not true because 3 is not equal to 5. So it says false. Here, since both the elements of the tuple are same, so it is true. Here it is true. Why? Because 1 is less than 1, 2 is less than 2, 3 is less than 5. So it's true. So 3 less than 5, 4 less than 2, true. 3 less than 2, it is false. Immediately, though the second element condition is true, that is 1 less than 2, even then, since one element is failed to satisfy the condition, so it simply says false. This is very important aspect. Why? Because you're going to use this as a relation operator in future to compare and to sort the elements inside the tuple. Relation operator on tuples containing non-comparable types. See, here I'm trying to compare the element which is an integer with the string. So this is not supported between instances of integer or string. So tuples cannot be compared of different types. Yeah, this is again an important aspect. The sort function, I can use sort function in tuple. It follows a pattern, DSU pattern, like you have to decorate a sequence by building a list of tuples. Second, sort the list of tuples using Python built-in. Third, undecorate by extracting the sorted elements of a sequence. Let us take an example. I have a text called Ram and Sita went to forest with Lakshman. I want to sort the values. I want to sort the I want to generate a list of words in a descending order. Say, for example, Lakshman, I guess, here has got longest characters, largest characters inside this word. So Lakshman would be the first, Forest would be the second, and likewise. So how to follow, how to do it? I follow decorate, sort, and undecorate. Initially, I would create a list of tuples. Then I would sort. Why? Because you're seeing like tuples can be comparable, tuple elements can be comparable. And then I underdecorate just by calling, arranging the words according to a descending order. You call it as an underdecorate. Let us go line by line. So this is a text. Here I use text.split in order to create a list. Now I here create a list by appending the elements of the list by the length of the word, comma word. So this is a tuple now. So this becomes a tuple. So this tuple has got the elements with respect to the length word, comma word. You can see here the list is 3 comma ram, 3 comma and. Whenever it sees the individual character, so word is nothing but an individual word, the first word of this lines, and in words, this is words. So the T will be now the length, comma, the word, just like this, 3 comma ram. The length of the ram is 3. So now I simply say T dot sort, reverse is equal to true, just in order to make it in a descending order. So res is equal to list. I create another list called res where I use two variables. Why? Because I have two characters or two elements inside the list. It's a tuple. So length is referred to 3, word is referred to ram. So in T is nothing but this list. So now I just want to append or create a list only with respect to the word. So now this is the word which is created. Why? Because the sorted list would appear like this. Say if I try to print, one second. If I want to print T and see what is there inside T after using sort. Yeah, this is a T. This is T now. This is a T. Now here this T, I assign length to this first element and assign word to the second element. I simply update the empty list res with the word, that is a sorted word. Kindly type this program in your Python IDE or environment and just try to verify and try to analyze the program. Let us take another example. I can declare two variables and I can assign with two values, just like x comma y is equal to 10 comma 20. List of items, I can create a list of items and I can assign it to two variables. Suppose I have 3 elements inside the list. This is my third element, but you are assigning it only to the two variables. That means it's not possible. Why? Because too many values to unpack. You have 3 values inside a list, but you're trying to assign it to only 2 variables. So this is not possible. You have to make sure number of elements which has been assigned should be equal to number of variables. As swapping two values, I can swap these two values, a comma b. I can make it as b comma a, so that the value of a is assigned with the b and b is assigned with a. This is very important while converting keys to dictionaries and keys and values. If you're trying to interchange those keys and values. Suppose if I want to extract username and domain name from any email ID, here I have an email ID with an example, string mahanteshk@ieee.org. I can easily use the dot split method, dot split with respect to at, wherever I have at, and that will be created a new, two different items will be created and will be assigned to two different variables. I've used username as first variable, domain as second variable. I use email dot split at. So this email string will be split at symbol, and this will be assigned to username, and the second item after splitting will be assigned to domain. Dictionaries and tuple, this is very important. We have a method called items that returns a list of tuples where each tuple is a key value pair. Now, if I create a dictionary with a key value pair, A equals to 10, B equal to 1, C equal to 22 as a key value pairs. Now, if I use d dot items, list of d dot items, it will create a list of tuple just like this, where it is a key value pair. A comma 10, B comma 1, C comma 22. And all these values are immutable, remember. The same thing, suppose if I want to sort a list of tuples. Now here, these are hashable. It is, the dictionaries are arranged in an unorderly fashion. Now T is equal to list d dot items will create a list of tuples, remember. And since you understand that tuples can be comparable within inside the elements, so I have this tuple been created after this list of dictionary. Now this is a list of tuple. Now these tuples can be compared. So I simply say t dot sort. So by default it will be in alphabetical order, or because I have a key in an alphabetical type, string type. So this t dot sort, by default it will be in an alphabetical order. So simply say print t, it will sort the tuple in an alphabetical order. Multiple assignment with dictionary. I have a dictionary of Tom 1292, Jerry 13501, Donald 8913. I can assign these values as key and val in a list dot items. Why? Because you are now familiar. Like if I use this list dot items, that will break this dictionary into a key value tuples, a tuple of a key value pair. So I can simply say key as in one variable, value as in one variable, and list of d dot items. I can separate these two values and I can assign it to value and key. I am trying to reverse this here. I am first printing value and second variable I am printing it as a key. Here you can try to change it to a key value pair and see, like first is key and the second one is value. But what if I want to arrange it based upon the numbers, higher values, or a descending order or in an ascending order? So that we shall see in the next example. So this I shall make it as reverse it back to value comma key, so that I can print value first, then followed by key. Once we get a key value pair, we can create a list of tuples and sort them. This is a list. Here I am using the same key val in d dot items. So I will append with a val and key. See, this is very important. Observe the inner parenthesis. So here I will obtain key value from d dot items, that is Tom and 9091. If I say list dot append, so this list will be appended just like this. This list will be appended something like this. So this would be a tuple, but with a value first, followed by a key. Hope this is clear now. So this iterates with all the key value pairs and reverse it. You can see here, this is a list of tuple which is generated in the first iteration, followed by 3501 Jerry in the second iteration. In the third iteration, this key value pair is reversed with val and key. In the third iteration, it is 8913, and simply say ls.sort reverse equal to true. It will arrange it in a descending order. I hope it is clear. If you want to check with another variable, if you want to add, that is also possible. Say how to add an element. See, now we can add an element by having a key value. Suppose I have, say, Charles. I want to add Charles with a value of 100 on 1000. Okay, so now if you run this program, so you have Charles been added and it is placed at the last. Why? Because 1000 is lesser than 3501. Okay, this is one example like where you can add and you can see, update the elements of the dictionary and observe and sort based upon the values. Here, observe this inner parenthesis, this value is getting changed. Value will become the first element of the tuple. Likewise, program to find the most commonly used words in a text file. I have a text file called Romeo hyphen full dot text. I have to import string. Why? Because I'll be using line dot translate str dot make trans string punctuation, as we have seen in our previous video in dictionary. If you want to remove string punctuations from to string and this lowercase, just in order to avoid uppercase letters, and this 3 lines, this 4-5 lines I've taken it from your previous video. So this lst is equal to, yeah, this is our program now. These are some changes which has been made to your previous program. I would create an empty list here with a key val pair. I would reverse the key val to val key and simply reverse is equal to true to sort it according to descending order. Then again print the key val. See here, if you want to print the key val, this would be the key and this would be the value now. And here I am trying to print only the first 10 values of the list. Remember, I have, it may be the list of 15 to 20, but here I have restricted only with respect to 10 elements inside the list. Otherwise, it would be simply a list, just like this. It would be simply a list. Now I have restricted my list of elements to be printed. Only the first 10 elements need to be printed inside the list. Why? Because I have, if I run this program, I can get only 10 elements inside the list. Whereas if I say somewhere here, if I print, just for the sake of curiosity, I want to see how many elements were there inside my list. You could see there were more than 10 elements inside the list. Grief is not printed here. So I just want to restrict myself to print the first 10 largest words, you could say. Yeah, I shall comment this, but if you would like to print this list, you have to enable, you have to uncomment this line, and whatever text you want to give, you can have your own text. Otherwise, I'll be attaching this Romeo hyphen full dot text example text for your experiment. Okay, or else you can have any text. Coming to using tuples as keys in dictionary, very similar to your previous program, what we have seen, I have names as a tuples here, names variable as a tuple. Here I have a numbers as a list. Remember, this is a tuple and this is a list. And this is something which is important. This I call it as a composite keys if I'm trying to use it inside the dictionary. Just like your first name and second name. First name, second name. Like you have a telephone directory with something like this, like you have F name, first name, and you have second name, that is S name. Okay, you have S name with your number, telephone number, +91988800, something like this. So what is this here? This becomes my first name and a second name as a key, very important. This is my key, that is a tuple now. So this is a first name and second name, and I want to assign this name, assume this as a name and a number. So how this is done? Let us just create an empty dictionary by the variable TLDIR. Now I would read each elements of this tuple for I in range len of number. this number. So this would be len of number is 3 for I in range 3. That means it iterates from 0, 1, and 2. So in the first iteration, the I value is 0. So it is names of 0. Names of 0 is this, that is Tom, comma, cat is equal to number of I. Remember here, I'm typing it here just in order to make sure I have a composite keys. See here, this would be something like this, Tom, comma, cat, and is equal to, this will be assigned with 3561. Why? Because this is names of I, that is Tom, comma, cat, and number of I is this, because these are zeroth index elements in names as well as number. I could call this as composite keys now. Why? Because you are adding two values, that is you are adding a tuple as names of I. You are considered Tom and cat as a tuple, and this becomes a composite key now. Composite keys is nothing but a tuple, multiple elements as a keys. We call it as a composite keys. I hope it is clear. Print DL dir. Yeah, I can see. This is my this is my directory now. Tomcat assigned with 3561. In the second iteration, this would become 1. So this is Jerry, comma, mouse. This is Jerry, comma, mouse. Number of 1, that is 4014. 4014. Likewise, third, Donald Duck assigned with the value of 9813. And here, yeah, this is one more interesting thing. Here, first name and last name in TLDIR. These are two variables in telephone directory. I can print first name, last name followed by the value of TLDIR first name, last name. See, very important. Value of first name, last name inside the telephone directory is 3561. Whereas FN, comma, LN. FN is Tom, LN is cat. TLDIR of Tom, comma, cat is 3561. So this is an example of program to assign numbers to names using composite key structure. I hope you have understood this concept of tuples. If not, I will be uploading this video in your Edmodo along with the supporting files with this Jupyter notebook file, that is tuples_online. Kindly go through each and every part of the program, all the programs, all the cells, execute it, modify the values, modify the text file, and learn it. I've given a summary on sequences, strings, lists, and tuples. Here I could find strings and tuples are alike because I cannot modify the values. So these are immutable, whereas lists are mutable. I've listed few key points between tuple, strings, and list. The most importantly, tuples and lists are immutable, whereas lists are mutable. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you like this video, kindly make a like in the post in Edmodo. And I hope you have enjoyed this video. In the next coming video, I'll be discussing more about regular expression, which is more powerful library in Python, which can be used to search and extract a particular group of words and a large text. Basically, it is used for text mining or data mining and machine learning and sentiment analysis and many of the search and retrieve applications. We shall be looking upon more on regular expressions and how we use regular expressions and search and find a particular text. Hope you have enjoyed this video on tuples. I'll join you shortly on regular expressions. Thank you one and all. Stay home, stay safe.